Thank you, everyone, for joining. Welcome to our first joint webinar with Microban, hosted by Historic Hotels of America. We are presenting today, Creating a Cleaner Tomorrow with Microban Protection. And this will be a fantastic opportunity for you all to enhance your knowledge and find effective solutions to your hospitality needs, whether you're a hotelier, property manager, or in the hospitality industry in general. The webinar will provide valuable insight to help you maintain high standards of cleanliness and sustainability as well. So today we'll be covering hotel cleanliness and customer loyalty, have giveaways also, so make sure you stay tuned in because we'll do them throughout the presentation. But we do have some exciting giveaways courtesy of Manchester Mills and Microban. We'll go over the general travel outlook, Manchester Mills' product with Microban, consumer awareness in your hotel, benefits of Microban and hospitality, Manchester Mills products with Microban, what is Microban antimicrobial technology, antimicrobial technology FAQs, increased consumer awareness, technology and solutions, and Manchester Mills Microban products, and our contacts as well. Presenting on behalf of Manchester Mills is Wayne Schneider, who is our Business Development Director of Corporate Accounts, and he'll be joined by Brian Aylward from Microban, the Business Development Manager over there. And we hope you enjoy the presentation, and we'll have plenty of time afterward for Q&A. Go ahead, Wayne.
Good afternoon.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you, Hadi. Good afternoon, everybody. I have to be honest, my mind is somewhere else today. I'm in New Jersey, and it's about 80 degrees and sunny. But I can tell you that it's very easy for me to talk about textiles. I've been in the hotel industry my entire life, and I know how important the role is that textiles play for the guest experience. Everyone on this call cares about the guest. We all care about exceeding expectations, enhancing the guest experience. And if you truly feel that way, then textiles is important. It's one of the main touch points that a guest has during their stay. It's what the guest comes in, interacts with every stay. There are many things in a guest room that we put in there as an amenity or a service that the guest may not even use. But I assure you that when it comes to the towels, sheets, blankets, pillows, shower curtain, the guests interact with that every single day. So it's important to us, and it should be important to you as well. Hotel cleanliness and customer loyalty. Maintaining customer loyalty is key in the hospitality industry, as acquiring a new customer is anywhere from 5 to 25 times more expensive than retaining an existing one. And that should be important to get to. If you find a way to exceed your guest expectations, that guest is more likely to return to your hotel. The information that we're going to be sharing with you, you shouldn't just keep this with yourself. You should find ways to share this with your guest, either with a tent card in the guest room, a tent card at the front desk, or even putting some of this information on your website as marketing material. Traveler loyalty is impacted by the perceived and actual cleanliness of hotel rooms now more than ever, with travelers noting enhanced cleaning and hygiene practices as a top consideration when booking a hotel, outranked only by price. So we can see that it's not just us speaking, we're the manufacturer of textiles, but it's the actual guest who is your customer and using the products when staying at the hotel. Visible cleanliness cues are a primary component of building trust and confidence among guests, with 50% of travelers expecting greater transparency around what hotels are doing to provide a clean environment for patrons. Odors have a huge impact on first impressions. as well, with many hotel chains opting for continuous scent pumping systems to mask bad smells. And if you didn't know, 77% of business and leisure travelers value the quality of the room in determining preference. So I think we can all agree that the quality and the performance of your textiles are extremely important. So we're going to have a quick giveaway. Someone from my team is going to jump on and help to champion this.
All right. So we are going to have a giveaway of our Manchester Mills Waffle Weave robe, everyday slippers, toothbrush, and a toothbrush with Microban. The first person to answer correctly in the chat will be the winner. Someone from our team will reach out to you. If you can, they'll send you a note on the side so that you can send over your mailing address to get it over to you. And the question is, how many times more likely is customer loyalty in the hospitality industry if you maintain a clean and inviting room? How many more times than not? Okay, we have a winner. Thank you.
Oh, thank you. I will. So, we have some information to share. And, before I do that, I just want to remind everyone that when you do purchase your textiles, the product is great. So why does it not perform the way it is supposed to? Many times, really most of the times, it's due to the user who is cleaning it, laundering it, drying it, and may not have the right par level. So those are all things important to make sure that the textiles that you're buying that are supposed to perform a certain way to enhance your guest experience is doing that, because you will have the right par level and you're following the correct care instructions from the manufacturer. So this is a general traveler outlook. 64% of travelers think it is important to use antimicrobials in product within a hotel room. So you see, this is what the guest is looking for. We know that cleanliness is a very important thing, and it's just should be a common thing among your hotels that are trying to pull guests to stay with you. This is the basic necessity, a clean room, and giving that guest the confidence that it's being done at the hotel that they're booking. So these are the 3 key items that Manchester Mills manufactures with Microban. You can see the mattress and pillow protection, the filled products. Filled products are blankets and pillows, and then the shower curtains. All these 3 product categories are areas that the guest comes in contact every single day. So it's important to us as the manufacturer. We know it's important to the guest, and this should be important to you, either the hotel operator, owner, or even a salesperson selling into a hotel. We have some additional data to share with you. Consumer awareness on negative reviews. Hotels don't want negative reviews. A survey found that guests are more likely to share their negative experience over positive ones. And we can see 58% foul odors, 58% bed pests, and 67% guest room cleanliness. So everything we're talking about by using items with Microban on it will help to give the positive message to your guest on how clean the property is. We have some other stuff about positive comments, top 3 areas that would lead your hotel to receive a positive comment online. 69% guest room cleanliness, which is what you want to do, because one person has a good experience, they tell another person, they tell another person. We all know that's how comments on social media works, and you should find a way, as I mentioned before, when the hotel goes out of their way to purchase items with Microban, make a point to brag about it and let your customers know. Let the guests know when they're booking it online, when they're checking in at the front desk, and when they enter inside the guest room. Top 3 areas a hotel can ensure a positive guest experience. Number 1, 59% guest room cleanliness. So this is all data to show you that what we're saying is facts, and it's what the guest is saying when booking a hotel, when staying a hotel, and what their expectations are. So we're going to go into the benefits of Microban in hospitality. Microban, Microban protects products' durability and longevity, cuts down on water and energy, use mold and mildew degrade products, eliminates the need for daily housekeeping, and reduces labor shortages impact by keeping textiles cleaner for longer, requiring less frequent service. Protects mold and mildew, preserving product durability, decreasing laundering frequency, and enhancing textile durability with extending the product's lifespan. All things that you want to promote to a guest when cleanliness is important to them staying in your hotel. So another reminder here, these are the items, and later in the webinar, we will show you contact information to get in touch with one of 3 of our business development managers covering the United States, and they would be your point of contact. We'll share their name and email, phone number to learn more of how to purchase these items that have Microban from Manchester Mills, which is the mattress and pillow protection, the filled products, and the shower curtain. So we're going to do another quick giveaway here. Heidi, do we have another trivia question?
We do. What 3 categories does Manchester Mills offer with Microban protection? The first person to answer that in the chat will be answer correctly will be the winner. All right, we've got a winner. Thank you.
Great. Let's continue. So now that you heard from the manufacturer side, I want you to hear from the Microban side that we have partnered with to put this great product into our great products and make them even better to enhance your guest experience. So let me introduce Brian from Microban. Take it away, Brian.
Thanks, Wayne. And I think you're going to drive for me.
Yes, I'm going to drive. So we'll start at your first screen and just give me the nod and we'll move along.
Will do. Okay, well, good afternoon, everyone, and thanks for joining us today. Let me just start by sharing a little bit more information about Microban. You may or may not be familiar with us, but we're really at Microban all about helping to keep everyday products cleaner, smelling fresher, and protected against the harmful effects of microbes. And we've been doing that for over 100 years with an award-winning portfolio of antimicrobial treatments for various consumer products. And so from fairly humble beginnings, we've grown to become really the industry leader in this segment. And today we have operations all around the world, and we work with over 1,000 companies and partners like Manchester Mills who use our antimicrobial treatments in thousands of different products that are sold in over 50 countries. You want to switch to the next slide, Wayne? So let's talk a little bit about what an antimicrobial is, because you may or may not be overly familiar with these. But essentially what an antimicrobial does is it is a treatment for a product that inhibits the growth of microbes like bacteria, mold, and mildew on the surface of products. And at Microban, we have lots of different antimicrobial treatments. We can treat things like textiles, plastics, even metals and ceramics. And The reason why antimicrobials are so important is that left unchecked, microbes can rapidly grow on the products we use every day. And if they grow rapidly, they begin to generate malodors and even staining that can permanently damage a product like a textile. So really one of the primary benefits of that antimicrobial is to help keep that surface free of that bacterial and mold growth so that the product is going to stay cleaner and smell fresher for an extended period of time. And that's ultimately going to extend the use of the product. So we looked at Manchester shower curtains as an example, right? I know personally when my kids' shower curtain gets nice and moldy, we typically throw that out, right? So by having an antimicrobial treatment, you prevent that mold staining, and so that is going to look newer and cleaner for a longer period of time. So it would ultimately help to extend the life of that curtain. The same goes for fill products and top of bed products that you might purchase as well. By using that antimicrobial treatment, you prevent that malodor that can build up over time. And that means that you can basically go without laundering those as frequently. And as Wayne was pointing out, that's a very key benefit, right? Because uh, wear and tear on a textile, probably the biggest source of wear and tear is that laundering process. And so by cutting down on the laundering, you extend the useful life of those top of bed products. And you obviously also can use the antimicrobials to achieve sustainability goals because less laundering means less water and energy consumption. It means you're not using as much detergent. And so it is really a way to really help to work towards those sustainability initiatives that so many hotels and companies have today. Okay, next slide. So at Microban, really, again, we're an industry leader in antimicrobials, but we're also helping to increase consumer awareness of product cleanliness through some of our more recent offerings, like our new line of hard surface cleaners and disinfectants, Microban 24. Now, this is a patented formulation that goes above and beyond your typical hard surface cleaner. It does a great job at cleaning those surfaces, but it also leaves behind an invisible layer of protection on that surface that continues to kill germs for up to 24 hours. And we launched this in 2020, right ahead of the pandemic, and it has been a really big success for our company and has really helped to raise the awareness again of surface cleanliness and product protection. In the 4 years since we've launched this, Microban and its partners have significantly invested in advertising our brand. And so through TV, digital, and radio advert, we have had our brand seen over 200 billion times in 4 years. So that's really raised consumer and guest awareness of our brand. And it means now that our brand is a trust mark and that consumers are turning to it more and more to help keep environments and everyday products cleaner and protected against microbes. And given all the great research that we've seen on just how important cleanliness is to hotel guests, really working with and using Microban or Manchester Mills treated products with Microban technology, that's a great way to help address those concerns that guests have about cleanliness. Okay, next slide, Wayne. So a little bit about bacteria and mold, and I promise not to get too technical here today, but when you look at bacteria and mold, it's growing all around us, and just about every surface of your house or in a hotel, you're going to find microbes. But they thrive in environments where something is exposed to moisture and nutrient. Now, when you have those two elements, bacteria and mold can grow very, very rapidly, and that's when they produce the odors and the staining that becomes problems. And so if we look at this from the hotel textile perspective, and we take a quick tour of a hotel room, it's pretty obvious that anything that's in the bathroom, like a shower curtain or towels, that's going to be exposed to a high level of moisture and water, humidity, which exists in that bathroom. So that's a really good source of that moisture for microbes. But even bedding products can be exposed to moisture as well. you might not realize it, but as humans, we're constantly sweating. And we notice it, of course, if we're working out, but if we're just sitting here and talking, we're actually sweating to regulate our body temperature. So when we get into the bed at night, we're sweating and we're transferring that moisture to those textiles. And so that is, again, is an additional source of moisture that the textiles in a hotel room can be exposed to. And then, of course, there's nutrients. And as humans, we're actually a buffet of nutrients for microbes. We're constantly shedding dead skin cells. I know that's kind of gross, but that's the truth. And that contains a lot of nutrient that bacteria can feed on. As we sweat, we also secrete organic materials and oils naturally that those bacteria and mold can feed off of as well. And of course, we've got the dirt and grime that we bring in to the hotel room during the stay, and that too provides that nutrient. And so with those two things combined, really that provides the perfect recipe for this malodor and staining to occur on the textiles in a hotel room. So next slide, and then this is just a little video that kind of demos and shows you what happens on these textile surfaces, and I'll let you hit play, Wayne. Great. Yeah, that's a great summary video. I love that one, and I think it very succinctly describes how the antimicrobials can really provide that benefit. But if we dive just a little bit deeper and we kind of look at how these antimicrobial technologies work, again, as the video described, these are technologies that go onto textiles as a finish. And if we were to look at that textile on a microscopic level, we would see a very thin layer of antimicrobial that is coated onto the surface after that's been treated. And essentially what that thin coating does is it makes that surface inhospitable to microbial growth. If a microbe lands on that antimicrobial layer on the surface of the textile, essentially what that's going to do is it's going to pierce the bacterial cell wall. So the cell wall protects the inner parts of the bacteria. And so essentially when it comes in contact with the antimicrobial, it pops that cell wall and the bacteria can no longer survive or reproduce. And so By having that layer there, which works continuously and lasts the life of the textile product, you get good continuous protection against microbial growth that can cause that odor and staining issue. Okay, next slide, Wayne. Okay, this is my Bill Nye the Science Guy slide. So this is actually some bacterial imaging of bacteria growth on textiles that are either treated and or untreated. And we've basically used a fluorescent green dye to stain bacteria, live bacteria. And you can see over time, right, if we start with just a little bit of bacteria on the surface of an untreated textile, after 2, 16, 20, or 24 hours, you can see all that green really blowing up. And that is just very rapid bacterial growth. And that's the kind of growth that you typically are going to see when odor and even staining can become issues. But on the bottom set there, you've got the same fabric treated with Microban. And you can see that over time, the bacteria actually dies off. We don't have a whole lot of live bacteria left on that surface after 24 hours. And so that's a really good illustration, I think, showing just how effective these treatments can be at reducing the bacteria growth on those surfaces. Okay, next slide. So in fact, our treatments are so effective that they can reduce up to 99.99% of odor-causing bacteria. And we've got some Petri dish imagery here. I'm obligated to show Petri dishes with bacteria growing in them. It's a requirement at Microban, but you can see clearly on the two sides of that Petri dish. One side would be bacteria recovered from an untreated textile, lots of stuff gross growing on there, and a relatively clean surface with no bacterial growth for the treated one. Okay, next slide. And our technologies work against mold as well. And here's some imagery of a fabric that has been put through an antifungal test. We use a lot of the industry standard tests from AATCC or ASTM. We have one of the highest throughput microbiology labs in the world at Microban. We do over 50,000 tests of samples for customers annually, and that number continues to grow. But you can clearly see a well-treated textile with Microban antimicrobial is able to inhibit that bacterial growth. So you see that black mold in the top part of the image. It's growing all around that textile, but not on it. You go to the bottom of the screen there, and you've got the other half of the textile that's not treated, and that has pretty significant amount of mold that's growing on and over that sample. So really nice visualization of how the antimicrobial technologies can keep those products protected. Okay, so I've got a couple more slides. So just wanted to switch gears here a little bit and offer a little bit more insight into what consumers are thinking about antimicrobials. So I don't think it would come as much of a surprise, but we're seeing that a lot of consumers are more conscious about the cleanliness of the environments and products they're using since the pandemic. In fact, we've seen about a 21% increase in consumers that are actively seeking products with antimicrobial treatment since the pandemic. And what that means now is that about 3 out of 4 people are squarely in what we consider to be our core segment. These are people that are concerned or have an absolute true belief that they need to have products that are clean and free of microbial growth. And so we've got about 75% of people who value that Microban technology and look for the products that contain our trust mark. And we've seen that translate into consumers willing to pay premiums for products that they know are treated with Microban. This slide here is just a little bit more research, which is specific to the textiles that Manchester offers with the Microban protection. And what we're basically seeing is that 80 to 90% of consumers across bed and bath category are valuing that antimicrobial treatment. So there's a really high level of interest overall when it comes to hospitality textiles and having those with some sort of antimicrobial protection. Okay. And so in summary, by using Manchester Mills high quality products treated with Microban, you're really offering a premium experience for guests. And that antimicrobial technology is really going to be helpful in extending the cleanliness and freshness of those textiles. As we mentioned, it is a great way to help meet sustainability goals and extend the useful life of those products. And we've been delighted to be partners with Manchester since 2020. It's been a great partnership so far, and we're excited to continue that and help really raise the awareness of antimicrobial technology usage and its importance in the textile industry.
Brian, thank you. Thank you for that. And we're going to have time for Q&A, but I did want to share this screen here. And this is a good one for you to take out your phone and take a picture of. Because keep in mind that Manchester Mills is a manufacturer. We don't sell direct, we sell through distribution. And these are the business development managers on the Manchester Mills team. You can see the territories that they have within the United States: Barry, Tim, and Kim. And then we have Carl, who supports all three of them. And their names are there and their emails are there. So please reach out to either Barry, Tim, or Kim, and they can help you with any additional questions. And then they can be the ones to connect you with the distribution so you can actually purchase these items so your guests can benefit and you can enhance their experience when it comes to cleanliness. So we're going to do our third giveaway, and then I think we're going to move on to questions and answers. So Hadi, do you have another trivia question? Make this one a hard one.
I do. What percentage of consumers are willing to pay more for Microban? Oh, that wasn't hard enough, Wayne. We have a winner. Thank you.
Thank you. So we're going to move to Q&A. You can put it in the chat box and ask a question, and I'll read it out loud, either to anybody or to Brian or to myself or anyone else that we can help with. We'll give everyone a minute or two to type something in the chat box. Hopefully everyone agrees with the message that we're sending, because all of us on this call, we're all in the hotel industry, and we all should care about enhancing the guest experience and not just meeting their expectations, but exceeding their expectations. When you exceed a guest expectations, they become the repeat guest. And that costs less to have a repeat guest and go out to find new guests. And we all know that cleanliness is the number one concern of a guest when staying in a hotel. And we also know that textiles are the number one product category that the guest comes in contact with. So it's a perfect match. Does anyone see any questions out there, or is anyone trying? I don't see anything in the chat box.
We don't have any questions currently, Wayne.
Okay. We were going to give out a free car to the first person that had a question, but it's too late now. You can't ask a question now. But we're not going away just because this webinar will end. There are people out there to support you, myself, Brian, as well as the 3 business development managers that we shared. And just keep in mind that the relationship between Manchester Mills and Microban is exclusive. This is a wonderful partnership that we have with them. And if you're looking for Microban in your products, you're going to want to reach out to us, and then we will connect you to be able to purchase this for your guests at your hotel. I see
We
one
have a
question.
yes.
Will
Will
the
the efficiency of Microban decrease from laundering?
Yeah, so that's a great question. And the treatments that we've selected and worked with Manchester to incorporate in the products are really set up and designed to last that useful life of the product. So they're going to continue to provide that odor and stain protection, even though they're laundered. So we're going to see really good performance initially, and then after that material has been washed several times. So that's really our aim at Microban, is to make sure that all of our treatments are going to hold up to the durability challenges, whether it's a textile or plastic component or whatever it may be. So, yeah, that's a good question.
Okay. I'm just going to go back to this screen again. And I've noticed from a lot of conferences and trade shows, webinars, people will take out their phone and take a picture of this. So if anyone still needs to do that, please take a picture of this screen so you know who to get in contact with. So I think we're going to give people back some time. Oh, we have another question, if you can read that out.
Okay. Are the Microban 24 products only used on fabrics or on other products? How is it used?
Yeah. So, yeah, that's another good question. And so Microban 24 is our line of hard surface cleaners and disinfectants. So those are going to be the spray bottle cleaners and the aerosol disinfectants that you might buy at retail or through professional outlets. But that would be essentially you know, cleaners, kind of your typical cleaners that you're going to be using in the hotel to clean up. As far as our Microban antimicrobials, those are separate technologies, and those are what Manchester uses on their textile products. And we offer a range of different antimicrobial solutions that, again, can go into textiles, they can go into plastic materials like Rubbermaid containers, or even treat ceramic tiles and things like that.
We do have another question. Is there much of a difference in cost for Microban treated products versus untreated products?
Brian, I'll touch on that. I mean, there is a slight additional cost, but it is really minimal. But there is a cost on there.
Any other questions?
And just keep in mind that this is a value, this is a service that you're offering your guest, and those that choose to use it, again, you should be informing your customer about it, either on your website, at the front desk, in the guest room. Share this information that you have gone an extra step and purchased textiles with Microban.
I have another question, Brian and Wayne. Can antimicrobials cause any adverse skin reactions?
Yeah, so the technologies that we've selected have been reviewed and approved by the EPA and other regulatory bodies around the world to be used on these textile products that are going to be next to skin. So, as far as that goes, there would be no concern with that. And yeah, we would always choose to use safe and sustainable solutions for these product categories.
Is the laundering different from Microban versus untreated fabric?
No, it's not.
Okay, any more questions?
Well, there's one more question. Is there a warranty on Microban?
Well, yeah, I mean, then maybe that
Yeah,
applies to the finished products, Wayne.
yeah. I mean, I think we talked about in the webinar about how many washes it should last. So it's on the finished products, there's, if there's any damage or the product doesn't perform the way it's supposed to, just remember again, the Microban will not go away on the product, but any kind of textile, again, there's some user error that happens when there's not the correct par level and when it's not washed by the manufacturer instructions. You really need to keep that in mind for any textile product.
Okay. Doesn't look like we have any further questions. For the winners, we do. Is it ready to use? Our finished products with Microban.
Yes, it is ready to use.
All right, I'll give it just a bit more. And while we wait to see if there are any further questions, the winners of the trivia questions were Deborah Alley, Shalimi Mehta, and Kristen Lang. And I did put in the chat an email address for you to contact. Send over your mailing information, and we'll get your packages out to you within the week. Another question. Do products out of the box need to be washed prior to use? So are they guest ready?
Well, it depends if it's ready to use. It just says do new products. Some products are and some products aren't. So you have to know specifically. It's not the same answer for all products.
How can you tell?
It would be on the description for an item. It's ready to use is a term that is associated with textiles that are ready to use without being washed first.
Is that on the box?
Yeah, I'm not sure if it's on the box, but it's on the description. And when you connect with one of our 3 business development managers, Kim, Tim, or Barry, they would definitely be able to help you with those kind of questions. You're welcome. Well, this has been great. Thank you for your partnership. Thank you for everyone out there that I'm meeting for the first time. Thank you to Historic Hotels of America. And thank you to Brian at Microban, as well as the entire Manchester Mills team that helped to put this together.
Wayne, one more question did come through. Are there any decorative top sheets with Microban?
I don't want to answer that question because I'm not 100% sure. So
the Pixel,
again,
I believe the Pixel does have Microban.
Okay, then it does. And just again, if you reach out to me, I will make sure to get you the right response, as well as any 3 of our business development managers. Oh, thank you, Sharon. I see you wrote that. So it takes a village. So thank you very much for your time today, all.
Thank you, everyone.
Thanks, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Patty and Anushka, I will deactivate the call and then try to pull that recording out for you right away.
Okay, perfect.
Okay,
Thanks, Stephanie.
thank you very much.
Thank you,
Bye.
ladies. Bye now.
Bye.
Bye-bye.